Welcome back, and let's go to Brent now on line one. How you doing?
Oh, not bad, thank you.
Thanks for calling the show.
You're welcome, sir. I heard you there talking about the motorcycles. You're saying that you would fine the guy for making a bit of noise on a motorcycle.
Oh, for making a lot of noise, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's only 1% of the guys on bikes that do that. But I just want to open...
I don't know. I would disagree with that, actually. You know what? I've been around all summer and paying attention to the motorcycles. Been up Signal Hill several times, and they like to ride up there frequently. An awful lot of the bikes have exhausts that are clearly well over the legal limit. They would have to be. They're just so loud.
Okay, I just want to open with this here. A country without health is like a freedom. It's like a body without... like a country without freedom is like a body without health.
Mm-hmm.
And, you say, all this noise, you don't like the sound of the noise, but, would you like it if I said to you, I don't like the sound of your lawnmower on Sunday morning? You're not going to...
If the lawnmower is over what we've determined to be an acceptable limit, this is the thing. You're infringing on everybody else's freedom to peace and quiet when you take it upon yourself in your own selfish way to be louder than we've decided you should be.
Well, how about when you're speeding down the road? Is that acceptable?
Not if you're over the speed limit, no.
Well, that's what I mean. If you're going to do that, well, you're going to get fined.
No, I'm just talking about illegal activity that is outside the parameters that we've decided are okay.
Well, you take like the Harley Davidson. That's got a patented sound. That sound is only one motorcycle is allowed to sound like that.
Mm.
Now, if somebody wants to pay $25,000 for it so they can sound, who are you to say you're not allowed to do that?
Well,
if you crack anything, your car, my motorcycle, or even turn your lawnmower up too loud, you're going to make excessive noise. And there's a law against that. You can't make excessive noise.
Yeah, but I'm saying we don't enforce the law. That's all I'm saying, is that we should enforce the noise laws that we have so that people aren't taking advantage and going outside of it and causing the rest of us some grief.
Okay, how about the enforcement of the law when you slip over 60 miles an hour and you're doing 75? Do you want a ticket? Is it not acceptable then?
Sure it is.
Well, okay. So you don't want that. You don't want to be taken.
I do. I just told you. I'm talking about enforcing the laws that we have, and in this one, in this particular case, I think we do enforce speed laws. We can't do it 100% of the time, but we try. But we don't try to enforce the noise laws.
Well, do you believe that you got a right to drive?
Yeah.
Well, yes. You got a mobility right.
Yeah.
And you should be able to get on a motorcycle, car.
Yeah, nobody's arguing that. I'm just arguing making too much noise as you're doing it.
Yeah, but who's to say what's too much noise?
Well, the law says we have determined a certain level of decibels that you're allowed to make, and any more than that, you're breaking the law and should be penalized.
Well, how about your loud lawnmower on Sunday morning?
Well, if it's too loud, you shouldn't be using it. You should be getting a quieter lawnmower.
Yeah, sure. It's easy to say that. But, if you're going to take, Canada is the land of the glorious and the free. Why is it people like you want to destroy that?
Because you're impinging on my freedom to a peaceful enjoyment of my time.
I drive a motorcycle. I got full baffles in my motorcycle. I don't drive loud. But I got nothing against somebody that's a little bit louder than me. I'm not going to say nothing.
Well, I do. I've got something against those people that are louder than they should be and that they're allowed to be.
Well, I feel the same way against people that are against freedom and against the country. To me...
What are you talking about, man? I'm not talking about against freedom. I'm saying, look, you can't go out in your backyard and blast the stereo so that it's destroying everybody's, peaceful enjoyment of their lives. The same thing with a motorcycle. Why should I have to walk along a sidewalk and my kids scream out of fear because somebody decided they wanted to rev their motorcycle, or they want to go by with their car making too much noise, or that they want to go by and blare sirens off the top of their car, whatever it is that's making noise.
Why are you going after motorcycles? How about the lunatic that's screaming down the road in a pickup truck?
I'm talking about them, too.
Yeah, but that's not what you're talking about when you're saying you're going to find the guy.
I said it's about noise, not necessarily. It just happens to be that motorcycles are one of the greatest offenders here. Lots of cars are too loud. They play music too loud. Lots of people set off firecrackers and other things that, wake people up in the middle of the night. I think people should be, more considerate, and B, we should be a little bit more quick to penalize them as the law allows.
Yeah, that's fine if you're going to do that to everybody.
Yeah.
You sound like you got a war on motorcycles.
No, they come up a lot because in summertime they are the worst, some of the worst offenders. Absolutely.
Well, it's only a few weeks and there's not going to be any more motorcycles.
Don't care.
Get used to it. I mean,
Don't care. We shouldn't have to put up with even a day if you want to go out and selfishly destroy other people's peace of mind and quiet.
Well, that's the way you feel, but I think there's nothing better than a sound of a group.
Well, I've got the law on my side, I'm afraid.
Well, yeah, your side is fine. I mean, you look normal, you got a job, but I don't. Your views are like.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about. I'm within the law. You're saying that the law shouldn't be adhered to.
No, you're not within the law. You're trying to create a law that doesn't exist.
No, I'm talking about the existing law. There are specific decibel levels, a certain loudness that things are allowed to be, and beyond that, they're not.
No, that's not what you were saying there when you were talking about.
It is what I'm saying. It's what I've been saying from the start. I'm saying that whatever laws we have against excessive noise, that's what we should be enforcing, and we should, keep it up until people get the message and stop it.
Yeah, but see, the problem is with that. I mean, where do you draw the line?
At the law. That's the line.
Yeah, but where do you make the law? I mean, what's the law going to be?
The law is made. It exists. It exists. The law is already there, man.
Yeah, but the decibels is not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's all there. We already know what is allowed and what's not.
Well, how about a transport truck going down the road? What are you going to take them off the road?
If they're over the legal limit for volume, yeah. But they're not. Right?
No, I can't agree with you. I don't agree with your thinking the way that you think. Canada is the land of the glorious and the free.
And it has laws that protect all of us. I'm just talking about people who go beyond what we already have agreed to in the law of the land, man.
If you had it your way, you'd fine a guy so he had to sell his motorcycle.
If he's being too loud.
Yeah, okay, but am I not entitled to my opinion?
You're entitled to your opinion, but you're not entitled to break the law.
If I had it my way,
yeah,
the land of the glorious and the free would be for real. Like there'd be no helmet law, there'd be no liability insurance on a motorcycle. Now, you might think that's crazy because you probably haven't been anywhere.
Well, the liability is to protect other people.
In Florida, there's no liability insurance on a motorcycle. How come it can work there when there's more people in Florida than there is in Newfoundland?
Okay.
Yeah.
Liability insurance is to protect the people you hit or you injure.
The helmet law.
What?
So the helmet law, that's your taxpayers' dollar, is it? What's your opinion on the helmet law?
Doesn't matter what my opinion is. If it's the law, it's the law.
It does.
I might have a problem with a lot of laws, but we go by majority rule here.
I'm not calling about the law. I'm calling about you brought it up. You got the helmet law up. Okay, you're going to save a life, and that's what you're going to say. I know that's the educated fool answer. You're going to
I didn't say that. You're saying that.
No.
Don't put words in my mouth. You're the one talking about the helmet law. I'm talking about noise law.
Okay, let me speak. Don't be like Randy Sims. I mean, you're not as bad as him, but you're on that line.
Keep going.
The helmet law. The helmet law, okay, somebody will say, the educated fool will say, okay, it's saving lives. It's saving taxpayers' dollars. How about all the lives that were lost in the Second World War so we could be free, so we could live in a free society? We wouldn't be dictated to every little thing we do. How about those lives? Those lives are forgotten?
Look, if you want to talk about helmet law, we can talk about that. I don't know a whole lot about it. And listen, I'm not going to defend every law because I probably don't agree with every law. But even if there wasn't a law, I would be saying that beyond a certain point, noise is unacceptable, and we should do whatever we can to stop it because you don't get to determine what's okay for me. We agree as a society what is okay in terms of noise, and if you go past that, then I think we should do whatever it takes to stop you.
Yeah, okay. Well, you think about that next time you start up your lawnmower Sunday morning, you wake up your neighbor.
I have an electric lawnmower.
Oh, you got an electric one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right on. Yeah.
I do, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
You know one of the reasons I have an electric lawnmower?
There's nothing. I know you're quick. You're pretty witty.
It's true. I got it because I like a quiet lawnmower.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, everybody's got a right to life, liberty, and security.
As long as it doesn't ruin the life, liberty, and security of other people, including how much noise they're supposed to tolerate. Anyway, got to go.
Yeah, okay, you're entitled to your theory, and I'm entitled to mine. Right?
Well, my theory just happens to be in line with the law. But thanks again for your call.
I support the law 100%, but I don't support your commie views. Thank you.
All right.